Taro Tsujimoto is an imaginary ice hockey player who was drafted by the National Hockey League's Buffalo Sabres 183rd overall in the 11th round of the 1974 NHL Amateur Draft. The pride of Tokyo, the Sabres general manager at the time, Tsujimoto, was reportedly fed up with the slow drafting process via the telephone, a process intended to keep draft picks secret from the rival World Hockey Association. Tsujimoto, who had already drafted several players that would go on to great success with the team earlier in the draft, decided to have some fun at the expense of the league and Clarence Campbell, the NHL president for the last 28 years. He enlisted PR director Paul Whelan to create a fictional player. Whelan wanted the player to be of Asian descent and he knew instantly what the last name would be. As a college student driving Route 16 from Buffalo to St. Bonaventure, Whelan would regularly pass the Tsujimoto store and that name just stuck in his head. In 2013, hockey blogger Ben Tsujimoto revealed that Tsujimoto eventually called his grandfather Joshua Tsujimoto, a local grocery store owner and a Sabres staffer asked for permission to use his family name without revealing the club's true intent, as well as asking what were popular first names in Japanese. Tsujimoto chose to select star center Taro Tsujimoto of the Japanese Hockey League's Tokyo Katanas, with katanas being an approximation for sabers in the Japanese language, both referring to types of swords. The NHL made the pick official, and so it was reported by all major media outlets including the Hockey News. Tsujimoto's pick came at a time when the NHL was only beginning to expand its reach for players outside Canada and the United States. Scandinavian players were beginning to be drafted into, and enter, the league at around the same time. Although the players of the Soviet Union, at the time an international powerhouse, were effectively off-limits, it would have not been out of the ordinary to be scouting for new hockey talent in unusual places, which is part of the reason there were no major objections to the legitimacy of Tsujimoto's draft pick. Tsujimoto did not acknowledge the fake draft pick until just before the start of training camp that year. The NHL would eventually change the pick to an invalid claim for its official record-keeping purposes. Campbell did not find the hoax draft pick nearly as funny as Tsujimoto, but this was after Tsujimoto's name had appeared in several NHL publications. Tsujimoto is still listed as a fictitious entry among Sabres draft picks in the Sabres Media Guide. Hockey-Reference.com lists the Sabres as having no 11th round pick in 1974 on their list of Sabres draft picks, and skips right over the 183rd pick on their lists of 1974 selections. Among the players selected after Tsujimoto were Dave Lumley, who played 9 years in the NHL and won 2 Stanley Cups with the Edmonton Oilers, and Stefan Persson, who was selected in the 14th round by the New York Islanders and played for all 4 of their cup-winning teams. Taro today, Tsujimoto quickly became an inside joke for Sabres fans and staffers. For years after the pick, fans would chant "We want Taro" when games at the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium became one-sided. In addition, for many years, banners would be hung from the balcony rail stating "Taro says," followed by a witty comment against an opponent or player for the opponent. In the summer of 2011, trading card company Panini America added Tsujimoto to its 2010-11 Score Rookies and Traded box set. The card used a picture of an unidentified Asian man playing hockey for a team wearing similar blue and gold colors to the Sabres. As of 2015, Andrew Kulik, sports writer for local alternative weekly, Art Voice, includes short musings on the local sports scene under the heading "Taro Says" in most of his columns. Notes. External links: http://www.hockeydraftcentral.com 74183 html